Welcome back to Crochet Along with Miss Carol. I am Miss Carol from the Bloomingdale Public Library, and this is an episode in Crochet Skills. The skill we're going to talk about today is the skill of increasing and decreasing. Increasing and decreasing stitches, especially when working in the round or in a circle, is the basis for making amigurumi or little stuffed animals. You can see that I started at the center. I had to increase stitches per row to get it as wide as I wanted. Came down and then decreased again back to the center in order to close it up at the bottom to make a round shape for this little bear's head. It can also be done on the flat to shape a piece of crocheted fabric. Here I started with a long line of chain and decreased to make a triangle shape, then increased to make another one to make a bow tie or a butterfly shape. The opposite. I started with a short chain, increased, and then decreased to make a square shape. It's a fairly simple process to do, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So to crochet in the flat, and to increase in the flat is the way of adding stitches to each row. I may want to change the shape of the fabric that I'm working with, or I may want to add lines in a piece of wearable like a sweater to make the underarm. Generally, you're going to increase at the beginning and the end of a row, and to increase you're simply going to do 2 single crochet in the same stitch. So I'm going to single crochet in the first stitch just like I normally would, and then my next single crochet will be in the same stitch, the one that I just stitched in. Then I would continue single crocheting. Oops, I did a front loop only there. Across to the other end of my row. And now I'm at the last stitch in my row, so I'm going to do 1 and 2 single crochet in the same stitch. This can be written in a pattern either with the abbreviation INC for increase, or it may say 2 single crochet in the next stitch. I'm going to show you now how that would look with a double crochet. I'm going to give myself 2 turning chains. I'm not going to count those as my first double crochet, so I'm not going to do the full 3 for that. That makes a little bit smaller bump at the end of my fabric. I'm going to yarn over for my double crochet, go into that first stitch, do 1, yarn over, go into that first stitch, do 2, double crochet. Then again I would go all the way across. Now notice that I have more stitches to work into here than I did the first time through with my single crochets, because I added 2 stitches, once at the beginning and once at the end. And go all the way across with a double crochet. And then I'm going to decrease on my way back, and I'm going to show you the single crochet decrease first, and then we'll go back the other way with the double crochet decrease because they are a little bit different. Okay, here I'm ready to do my double crochet increase again. Yarn over, double crochet in that last stitch, and then yarn over and double crochet in that last stitch again. I'm going to give myself a single turning chain, and this time we're going to decrease with a single crochet. So decrease can be written as DEC for decrease, or it can be written as 2 single crochet together, which means I'm going to start my single crochet in that first stitch like I normally would. But instead of finishing it here, I'm going to move to the next stitch and act like I'm starting another one. Now instead of 2 loops on my hook, I have 3. I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And now for those 2 stitches I just worked into, I only have 1 stitch in this row. So I've decreased by 1 stitch. I'm going to single crochet across, and I'm going to keep going until I get to my last 2 stitches here. So now I'm going to start my single crochet, and since I'm doing a single crochet 2 together, I'm going to go into the next one just as if I was starting 1 single crochet. Then I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, making 1 stitch for 2 stitches. I'm going to go do the same thing again. I'm going to start a single crochet, go into the next stitch and start again. I have 3 loops, pull through to make 1 stitch. Then I'm going to crochet all the way down to my last 2 stitches, often a pattern will have you decrease every other row if it doesn't want as steep a line in your decrease. Okay, I'm down to my last 2 stitches, so I'm going to go in, have 2 loops on my hook, go into the next stitch, 2 loops on my hook, yarn over and pull through all 3, making 1 stitch. I'm going to do a 2 chain turning chain because I'm going to show you how to do that decrease with a double crochet. So we want to start half of our stitch. I'm going to yarn over like I would for a regular double crochet, go through my stitch and pull up a loop so that I have my 3 stitches on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through the first 2, but I am not going to finish my stitch here. I'm going to yarn over, go through the next stitch, pull up my loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2. Now I have 3 stitches on my loop. Going to finish that off with the 1 stitch for covering 2 stitches. I'm going to double crochet across to my last 2 stitches. Okay, I'm down to my last 2 stitches. I'm going to yarn over, pull up, go through the first 2, yarn over, do that first half of a double crochet in the next stitch, and then finish off by going through all 3 stitches. And that's how you increase and decrease. You can see that the edge has increased in length and then decreased. I've made a little point there by increasing for a few rows and then decreasing. And you can see that by doing it on both ends, I've created a point on both sides of my, of my work. If you were working on, say, the front left piece of your sweater, you might only decrease on one side to give yourself an armhole, or increase, depending if you're working top down or bottom up. So have fun. Working in the round works the exact same way, except that you are, of course, working in a circle. Usually on a circle, you're going to start with an increase in every row, and then the second round, or every stitch, then in the second round you would single crochet in a stitch and increase in the next, and in the third round you would single crochet in 2 stitches and increase in the next. But that should all be written out for you in the pattern, and you can see that kind of a pattern on our website under Youth Services Program Handouts, Crochet Along with Miss Carol, in the Crochet Critter pattern. Have a nice time crocheting, and we'll see you next time on Crochet Along with Miss Carol.